another one.
Should I start applying for QA jobs now? I graduated in 2021 with a degree in economics and math minor. Since then, I've been working at a manufacturing company. I spent the first year as a reporting analyst where I created reports and dashboards with SQL and Tableau. I've spent the second year as a business analyst on a Salesforce implementation project. About 50% of this role involves manual testing, including writing test cases and executing various tests, functional, unit, end-to-end, etc. in Jira? Didn't see that coming. I've really enjoyed the testing part of my job and decided I want to go down the QA engineering path. The problem is, I don't have any experience in programming beyond SQL and a Python course I took in college. Looking at job descriptions, I see a lot of them mention programming languages and tools like JavaScript, Cypress, and Postman. Should I start applying to QA jobs now or take some course on these tools first? That is the question, and that is a very, very good question, all right? So here is what I'm going to say. The answer is you should do both, right? You should start applying for QA jobs, and because well, if you let's say you apply for a QA job, right? And you don't know none of this stuff, right? And you get to the interview, how are you going to get the job? You'll just be wasting an interview, right? So the other side of the story is if you apply for a QA job today, 9 out of 10 times, you're not going to get a response for like, it takes a ramp up before you start getting, I don't know why it works that way, but you apply, and then all of a sudden you start getting more and more interviews that start happening, right? Or like requests from recruiters and stuff like that. So should you apply? So I say start now, but you have to start taking the courses on these tools now, right? Do it at the same time. One of the people that I'm coaching, I'm like, learn automation, learn testing and everything like that, but also apply. Get your resume out there, especially now that a new year is coming, right? Once the new year starts, people are going to start hiring and stuff like that. There's going to be new budgets, new quotas, depending on that company's fiscal year. And they're going to be looking to hire, right? And here's the thing, right? I would say this, because you don't really have much experience in QA, why, like, and well, I wouldn't say that
If you
don't have
enjoyed
much
the
experience in
fascinating
QA,
information
right?
shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the
I
subscribe
would say
button to Tech
that
Coach Ralph to be
I would say
notified for new
that
videos.
you don't have like specific experience in QA, but you're doing a lot of QA stuff, right? Like executing functional tests, unit tests, end-to-end tests. You have access to the code so you can see what's happening in these tests, right? So you can take a look at the code. And while you're learning the different programming languages and the tools, look at the code, execute the code, see what's happening, start writing your own code based on what you see, right? But you got to start learning. Like you got to get to work. And I would say this, right? Because you are a business analyst now, which business analysts, to me, to be honest with you, I think they are like the cousin of QA, right? I have a very, very close friend that she was a business analyst a long time ago. She got into QA. She was doing QA for a very long time, and then at her company they moved her back to, like, not back because she wasn't a business analyst at the company, but they moved her from QA to business analyst and stuff like that, right? So I think they're close. But here's my recommendation: see if it's possible from within your current company to move to QA, right? Still have to learn this stuff, but if you're able to move to QA within your current company, then you can leverage them already knowing you and knowing your work ethic and stuff like that. Well, you have to make sure you have good work ethic, right? But they can know your work ethic. They can already be familiar with you, work with you, and that now you're fully doing QA. You get to keep getting better at automation, your programming languages. You get to contribute to the unit test, end-to-end test, the functional test, all of that, and they make more sense to you. So now, in the future, you have that full knowledge of QA and everything like that. And at that point, it'll be easier for you to apply to another job. I always recommend that if you are trying to transition to QA, the easiest thing to do is number one, do not quit your job, right? Number two, try to transition at your current company to the QA department, QA field, or that QA role so that you can start learning there where people know you and they know who you are, your work ethic, and all of that. And it'll just be a better opportunity to transition within a job that you have versus versus trying to go out there and find something without that actual experience. Although I do think business analyst is very, very closely related to QA, right? It's just slightly different focuses, but um, I've known another real close friend of mine. They used to be a business analyst, and now they are a booming QA engineer, right? So yeah, but going back to it, right? And here's the thing: when you transition within a company, they're more lenient and they're more flexible. That you might not need to have all the programming knowledge as long as you are open to learning it. They might be willing to work with you, but for like going to a company that like a company that doesn't know you, they have expectations that they're looking for the people that they're hiring to meet. So it's going to be a lot harder for you to get it that way. All right. So that's my perspective. That is how I see it. And on that note,
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.